Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Transfer Roundup series. Today, it is all about confirmed transfer, 100% confirmed. These deals have gone through and these players will be playing at these new clubs next season. And as you can see on screen, we're starting off with one of the biggest so far, and that is, of course, Tolisso. Lots of rumours as to where he was going to end up. There was Barcelona, there was Bayern, there was Juventus, there was Chelsea, there was Arsenal. So many big clubs. He is one of the best young players in his position, and he has ended up going to Bayern Munich for £35 million, I believe, or 35 million euros, sorry. So it's a lot of money, but for me, it's actually a bargain. It really is. This guy, I think, will be one of the best centre midfielders. He's already probably one of the best for his age. And I honestly think that Bayern Munich have done very, very well, to get him so cheap. It really isn't too expensive, you know. He could have gone for a lot more, put it that way. And to think that next year he could be partnering up with Vidal, Thiago, I mean, it's unbelievable. They've got such a good team. What does this mean for Sanchez, though? Renato Sanchez, could he be left out a little bit? Could he be moving to another club? I know Manchester United could be interested, but the only thing that matters right now, Tolisso has moved to Bayern Munich. The rumours can stop. It's official. Now, staying within the Bundesliga, we have Philipp, who has gone to Dortmund, and apparently he almost went to Bayern when he was first starting out as a professional player. Now he's ended up at Dortmund. Seems like an interesting story. I read that online. He seems like a very good young player, and of course Dortmund are always interested in those young players. So it's another top Bundesliga club taking the young talent. But this guy comes from Freiburg, and they had a very good season last season. Clearly he was one of their better players. Dortmund are interested. They've signed him, and it's a done deal. 6 foot tall, I believe. Let's just go through his stats because he's not widely known in this FIFA community, I guess. But I think next season a lot more people will be using him just purely because he's moved to Dortmund. So he's 22, 6 foot tall. He's played in multiple positions. I looked into it a little bit, mainly as a striker, but he has played on the wings, and that is reflected in his profile here. So centre forward, striker, left mid, right mid. Very physically good. He's got good strength. He's got good speed. And he looks like he could be a good little signing for Dortmund. I'm not sure if he's going to get much game time straight away. Maybe Aubameyang is on the way to PSG. That's been another rumour. But surely if you're losing one of your star players like Aubameyang, you go in a little bit harder and you don't go in for a youngster like Philipp. But maybe they see something that most people don't, and maybe he really is one for the future. This one surprised me a little bit. I thought Semedo would stay on at Sporting. I thought that he would probably do another season. He has been courted by quite a few of the bigger clubs around world football, and that he would eventually move to a team like Bayern, a team like PSG, whatever it may be. But he's actually moved, and he's gone to Villarreal this summer. I thought that was rather interesting. I thought he could have gone to maybe a bigger club. No disrespect. I think this guy definitely looks like a very good defender. One of my favourite in career mode. Definitely, he's one of my favourites just because he's so tall, so strong, so quick. He really reminds me of Smalling on Ultimate Team, just an absolute brick wall. So he's gone to Villarreal. Seems like a decent move for both parties. He's definitely going to get into the first team. He's going to be playing most matches, which he might not have got at a bigger club, but it has gone through. If anything, I was expecting him to go to maybe Manchester United, being Portuguese. I know Mourinho likes his Portuguese players. They need a centre-back, but they've gone with Lindelof instead. So clearly Semedo probably wasn't part of the plan as soon as they could get Lindelof, and he has gone to the Spanish league instead. And he didn't go for too much money, around that 30 million euro mark as well. So I can't believe that's casual these days. 30 million euros is still a lot of money. We were just saying for Tolisso, 35, a bit of a bargain. But 30 million for Semedo is also, I would say, quite a fair price. He does look like he could be a very good centre-back in the future. For me, guys, this is one of the most interesting signings so far of the summer. We have Bruma, a very young, talented Portuguese player. Once again, Portugal have so many great young talents. Bruma is definitely one of them, but he's kind of been there for a couple of years now. I think people were expecting him to really leap forward and maybe join a big club like Juventus or something like that. He's ended up going to RB Leipzig. Now, don't get me wrong, fantastic signing for RB Leipzig. Maybe they are looking to sell Forsberg for a ridiculous amount of money and bring in Bruma instead, or maybe they're just looking to bolster their ranks. But Bruma, I really think this is a good move for him. I really, really do. He's going to play a lot of games. I'm hoping he will play because he is such a great player. I'd love to see him playing in the Bundesliga week in, week out and scoring goals. Is he going to be replacing someone? I don't think so. I think Forsberg is going to stay, and I think he'll probably end up playing down that right wing, just behind the strikers maybe as well. Could be very interesting. I think Bruma still has a lot to give and could potentially be, you know, on his way. This could be a stepping stone to a greater club like Juventus. I really honestly see him at a club like Juventus at some point. He seems like a player that Juventus would like. I don't know if that's just me. So, interesting move this one. Definitely keep an eye on Bruma next season. Back to Lyon now, and they have sold yet another player, but a bit of a controversial player, Valbuena. I think a lot of people dislike him, especially with the situation with Benzema. No one really knows what's going on in that regard, but Valbuena, coming to the end of his career, I believe he's 32 years old now. He has moved to Fenerbahce, and he hasn't gone for much money. I think it was just a couple of million euros. Clearly, Lyon wants to get rid, and clearly Valbuena feels like he could move to another prestigious European club. He's still got a bit to give, and Fenerbahce, I guess, is a good fit for him. I'm sure he'll get into that team, no problem. It seems like Fenerbahce are a club that they like to pick off the older players once they're, you know, running out of contracts at other teams. You know, I still think they're going to probably land Ospina at some point, but Valbuena, for me, is one of the most underrated players and has been for quite a while. He's an absolute magician on the ball. Very, very short player, so very difficult to manage, very quick feet. And I think he still has got a lot to give. So it'll be another interesting move that to see how he gets on in Turkey in a lesser environment. I guess he's going to find it maybe a bit easier because the Turkish league isn't quite the same level as France. I'm not saying Turkish football is bad, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. So again, it's another one to look out for. I think Valbuena could thrive in the Turkish league and score a lot of goals. And now, guys, finally, we have Zakaria from BSC Young Boys. He has moved to Gladbach, Borussia Gladbach, Mönchengladbach, I should say. Now, this is another very interesting signing. I think that he could be very, very good for Mönchengladbach. It seems like he's going to be Dahoud's replacement. Obviously, he's gone to Dortmund on a free transfer, which is madness. Dahoud is a really, really good young player. And I think Zakaria, although he's a slightly different type of player, he's a bit more physical, he's not as quick, and he's a bit more defensive-minded maybe than Dahoud. It's a good signing, it really is. And this guy, by the way, if you haven't tried him in career mode, please do. Zakaria is one of those hidden gems. He really is. His potential isn't crazy, but he's just got he's got really good stats. He really does. So I recommend him for sure. And I think he could be a popular kind of maybe a low-rated gold next season. I'm not sure what rating he'll get. He's 72 right now in career mode. Maybe he could get to that 74, maybe just about 75 mark for FIFA 18. And he could be one of those really annoying players that you come up against in Ultimate Team just because he is so physical. And yeah, he may not be the quickest, but he's like a Yaya Toure, if you ask me, a younger Yaya Toure. So it's just another one to look out for. The Bundesliga's got so many great young players, and he is just another one added to the thousands. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. But guys, that is going to round up this video. 6 huge official signings that have gone through. And I tell you what, as I'm recording this, there's so many more. It seems like they're being done as well. There's a lot of transfers being done early for once, which is great to see. So I will bring you new videos every time I can, and we'll explain it all. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying these videos. If you are, please do hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well, and I will see you next time.